Fair to say Fox has your 2017 covered when it comes to motorsport. Plenty of motorsport happening out here at the Coates Hire City 500. Championships on the line in every single class that'll be out there on track this weekend, including the Utes. First of 3 races kicking off for them right now. And the championship leader will be starting on pole position. In good time, we'll get to exactly how the scenarios are going to work out in this one. It's a pretty simple one for Cedars, but the first box that he needs to tick if he wants to be champion in this one, try and finish in P1. Get some heat into these tyres. Not an easy thing to do, starting alongside Ryle Harris as they head on off in search of some heat into their Yokohama tyres. An 89-point lead coming into this weekend, got extended to 92 points when he took pole position, his 19th career pole in the V8 Utes. And he has 2 categories to think about here this weekend. He's in contention for both the 86s and the inaugural running of the Toyota 86 Racing Series. Right on cue through turn 5 with the signages. He's first in this one, second in the other. Could today be the day? He has waited so long to try and get his hands on a national title. This weekend he's in the position where he could possibly take 2. So like I said, that 89 points, now 92 points, courtesy of the extra 3 that he's just been given in his qualifying performance. Make our way down Dawn Fraser Ave. Steve Johnson's been very busy. He's been out the racetrack for Touring Car Masters, and now he's into the commentary box. Your dad wore that headset earlier. I think he was impressed with your efforts too.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, it was a good quality session for me, but it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously I did these quality sessions here for the Utes, and really looking forward to this race now. Obviously championship on the line. Can't wait to just see what Cedars is going to do. He's fast enough. If he can clear out, I think he's going to be right.
Well, this is the moment for David Cedars. His championship hinging on a performance here, and also the performance of Nathan Pretty. He's putting a lot of work into getting heat into the tyres. Ryle Harris will be starting right alongside him. Final round of the Australian V8 Racing Series, race 1. Looking forward to this one at Sydney Olympic Park. The championship leader has a 92-point buffer, and he has pole position 2. Ryle Harris will start alongside him. Barbera's been quick all year long, so too Kim Jane. But we're looking for Nathan Pretty inside row 4. He is the only man here, realistically, who can catch David Cedars. He needs to pass lots of cars in this one. Sukanovic, a champion 10 years ago, he'll start outside row 5. Peter Ward, the Kiwi, wrapping up a small field here this weekend that was depleted due to some big accidents at the Gold Coast 600. The scenario, David Cedars, if he wins this race, that's the man we're talking about, on pole position, then Nathan Pretty needs to get himself up to 4th position to keep the championship alive. There's Pretty in the 56, a fight between 2. You'll be hearing this sort of equations juggled all weekend long. This could be the moment for Cedars. His last 6 campaigns in the Ute have yielded 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 4th. He's been the Frosty of the Utes. Oh, so close, but at Homebush it might just come to fruition. Ready for the first race of the Utes. The board goes out. David Cedars on the verge of a championship that he's long been fighting for, waiting for a start. Even Stevens off that front row. Nathan Pretty lights up the bags. Not a great start for him. Harris and Cedars are bumping their way down to the first corner. Cedars trying to clear himself a line. That's aggressive. And he's done enough too to hold on to the inside. Here comes Barbera up the inside, and Pretty's getting squeezed, and contact with Jeremy Gray, who got a really good start.
That's pretty tight there. Obviously you can see those guys trying to take advantage of the guys that are in the championship hunt, thinking that they're going to get out of the way, but Pretty's got to attack. He's got to get up as far as he can now. Seeing Cedars in the front is not going to make him happy. He will know that he needs to finish or be inside the top 4 to keep this championship going.
Nathan Pretty, we talk about how much David Cedars deserves a championship. You'd have to say the same for Nathan, who's been a long contender in the Utes for many years. Ryle Harris knows what it's like to get the job done, but it's David Cedars doing an amazing job out the front at the moment.
It's Hansford there on the inside of Pretty at turn 1, really trying to stick that Ute up the inside of him. Here he is here, Hansford, car 6. Didn't get the job done. Pretty was able to hang around the outside and stay in front of him, which could be vital.
Hansford's thinking 2nd in the points here too, because he's 3rd at the moment. If you can pick up 1 or 2 more spots, and Hansford has a look to the inside here. It's a tough spot to try and make a move stick. Mango Credit Ute hanging tough out the front. Ryle Harris is there with him. Did Hansford get it done? No.
Still line astern at the moment. It is very, very hard to pass around here, as we know. Probably the best shot is down into turn 1, under brakes in these utes. If you can get a good run off, Hansford's right under the back tailgate there of Pretty.
This will be tight down the bottom. Mason Barbera is a real gun under brakes too. Doesn't mind having a crack. Let's see if he sizes one up on his teammate. Harris with damage to the front nose as well. So he's been into the back. You'd have to save the Mango Credit Ute. But Cedars hangs on. Gee, it's tight down there at turn 1.
Yeah, Ryle's going to do obviously everything he can to get past Cedars. He knows that if he can just get that little overlap, I don't think Cedars is going to fight too aggressively. But having said that, I'm sure he'd much prefer this clear air out the front. He's got a little gap now to Harris. Harris did pull up quite a few car lengths under brakes here into 1, but he lost out on the exit, just obviously going into the corner a little bit too quick. Cedars slowing it up and getting a great exit out.
Barbera thinking about a spot maybe down there under brakes on the Bush Ranger Ute. Last year's champ hangs tough there in second. Those two are teammates, as Kim Jane says goodbye to the right mirror. He reached out and straightened it up. Kim Jane loses the mirror and then reaches out and straightens it up. That is some old school stuff.
That is
right
multitasking right there at its finest.
Just saw this little glove poke out.
Hey, Barbera's having a look down the inside of Harris. No, can't do it. I wonder if that damage on the front is just hindering Harris's straight line speed a little bit.
That was cool. Let's check out some Yokohama replays going back to the start. Gee, Harris sending it to the left. It was a good tactic. Cedars was already there. From Bruce Oakland's point of view, the action down at turn 1 would have been frantic.
Oh, look at Hansford up there on the inside. Oh, Brucey just straddling that red loaf curb there. Look at Hansford up the inside, pushing. It was good that he actually gave Pretty room on the outside. Here we go. Kim Jane,
watch
bang,
the top. Here
out.
Goes the mirror. And yep.
And there it goes. Straight back out.
Cool as you like. That is good stuff from Kim Jane. Years and years of experience. The front three still on top of each other here. I wonder if the temps are creeping up as well for Ryle Harris. Never know if it's...
I mean, everything will be getting hot here. Not only engine temp, diff temp, but definitely brakes is one of the key things in these cars. And they're very, very obviously important everywhere, having brakes, but especially here, quite aggressive. And it's very, very hot in between these concrete walls. So brake cooling is really important. And if we can get enough brake cooling and the brakes don't fade, especially towards the end of the race, you're in obviously a massive advantage on the guys that are back in the pack, getting that hot air from all the cars in front.
Oh, Barbera. Looks like he got the wall there. He's trying so hard to hang with these front two cars.
Probably just a little flesh wound for these things.
Yeah, they can pinball around these concrete walls all day and remain relatively tough.
As it stands, Pretty is still 7th, but he's set the fastest first sector so far. So his car's obviously coming on. Oh, there's a bit of a lock-up there.
Here he comes. He's on a march.
He's on the inside of Gray now.
Needs to make it stick.
He needs another 2 spots if Cedars is going to stay at the front there. So he's on a charge. He's obviously been told on the radio to get going. He
would have liked a slightly better start than this today to try and keep this alive.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at this.
This is starting to tighten up. And these bunch here, they could slow each other up enough for Nathan Pretty to catch up. He's now got a little gap to Dontas, but the speed that he's going, I think that, you know, he was 0.7 of a second faster than Dontas on that last lap, and he passed Gray. So he's got some car speed there. He just needs to get some track position now to keep this championship going for tomorrow.
So the championship tomorrow, there are 70 points for a win in race 3, 35 for race 2. So 105 maximum points available. The distance between first and second is 92. There was smoke out of the back of Cedars' car then. What was that about?
I don't know if that didn't look like brake smoke.
It was a strange spot if it was a lockup. There was a big puff out the back of Cedars' car as he went across the curbs at turn 2. Could there be more to the story yet? Gee, you'd hate to see it get blown open like that. Hansford stuck in there behind the skinny stick, as he's been called. Skinny Jeremy Gray. Regular stick.
Well, Harris having a look here. Turn 8's a little bit harder to pass at. Quite close up the front here.
Oh, Nathan Pretty very close to the outside wall, the beginning of Dawn Fraser Ave. Hansford also fancies a shot down at the bottom here of Jeremy Gray. He'll just stick the nose out here and ride that brake pedal down. But as it stands at the moment, David Cedars looking the goods here in Sydney. Good little battle, this one. Hansford and Jeremy Gray all over each other here, fighting for 7th.
I think Hansford there was just probably a little bit too far back, but thought he'd poke the nose down. Couldn't quite get alongside Jeremy there, as Cedars just pulls out the fastest lap of the race, but he hasn't pulled away from Royal Harris. Barbera's back on the back of Harris now after that little moment where he touched the wall out of 7. Little lock up for Harris there. No problem getting it turned in. Kim Jane, nice and close to the wall there.
Progressively, they got closer and closer to the concrete then. That was
And Nathan
very cool.
Pretty, fastest lap of the race on that last lap. So he's coming at these guys.
2/10 quicker than the leader on that lap. It's tight, but it's probably not enough, is it, to make up that chunk of time. Maybe a Lexus safety car would play into his hands. 16 utes have been pretty well behaved so far at the halfway point.
He's a little bit further back now. You can see the gap there between Kim Jane and Craig Dontis there. And then behind Dontis is Nathan Pretty. So
another puff of smoke then from Cedars over the curbs. I wonder if maybe it's bottoming out slightly on the tubs, on the actual rubber.
It's odd here. It was
There we go, turn 1. Oh, Hansford. Bringing it on in.
And he's gone up the escape road there. I was waiting for the handbrake to come on there.
Scando.
Yeah, straight into the U-turn. All right, so Pretty there. He's pulled a fair gap on Jeremy Gray as well, so.
Here we go, Sukanovic. The Z-Man, as they call him, he's got this really banked down there. Oh, Craig Woods really got fed a dirty one there. That was nasty. There's nothing you can do about it too. Goes the long way and gets it turned back onto the circuit. Nice work there from Craig Woods, avoiding catastrophe. Still looking very clean at the front here. David Cedars heading off with 4 laps to go. Cedars, Harris, Barbera, the front 3. Sydney Olympic Park. First of 3 races.
Harris.
He could find the fence with that kind of speed.
Nearly. This is going to let Barbera on the inside. That was close.
And that could be the breathing room that Cedars was looking for. Bit of a wave going on inside the car there for Mason too.
Just a little mistake there. He had the pressure on. Barbera's had the speed.
Cheeky little wave to his teammate as he passed him. Heading up towards the parking lot.
Was it a wave, or it was just a wave to say, hey,
follow me, we'll catch him.
Let's don't fight, let's try to catch Cedars. Once we get to him, then we can fight.
Well, Barbera is very quick, and if I was Cedars, I would not want to see the 17 in my mirrors. I'd prefer to have number 1 there, because Royal Harris is a man who knows what it's like to fight for championships and get it done here. Barbera, he's just here to take scalps, Max Verstappen style. Here's Nolan. Get some curbs here, following Nandy Kiss in the right to drive entry.
What's happening there with Nandy's tail lights there? I think maybe the brake light switches adjusted a little bit high, so over a little bump, it's actually flicking on.
Maybe the new Clipsal Iconic range might be able to help him out. Some tail lights.
Matty will be happy with you there.
Oh, it's all over the back of him.
Nandy's really loosened the entry and middle of the part of the corner.
We've got to fight up Craig Woods on approach too.
Yep.
And Hansford is fallen a long way back, courtesy of his escape road
This could be
escapades.
Very interesting here, because obviously Woods and Hansford are probably slightly quicker than the couple that they've got here, but they've had a couple of runs up the escape roads, hence the reason why they're back behind these guys. Hansford's just set the fastest lap of the race for him, so he's obviously on a charge again. You can see there Nolan just trying to get out into some fresh air to cool those brakes, cool the engine down a little bit.
That Nolan ute does look very cool. It's Pretty now on approach to Craig Dontis. He's caught him. Can he pass him? He would still need 1 more position
think it's, you know, a little too late for Nath at the moment, unless something untoward was to happen up front. I don't think he's going to reach the back of Kim Jane. He's too far back at the moment.
Well, that is not going to help either.
No.
Missing the apex up there at Dawn Fraser Ave. Did that in qualifying, which is why he started so far back in the first place. Zekanovic now.
Yeah, I saw Zekanovic go through the chicane on the timing screen.
Oh,
This is what triggered it here.
absolutely hazing those rears. Here it is.
Oh. We saw this a lot in qualifying too. And Matty Nolan was the one that came through there by memory with the rears locked, front and rears locked.
Oh, no, it's Barbera. He's got a flat left. Front left is hanging by a thread there.
I'll tell you what, this brings in
Oh, he just needs
Nathan
one more, doesn't he,
Pretty
now?
to Dontis now. If Nathan Pretty, that little mistake that Pretty made there on the back of Dontis might have cost him here a chance of keeping this championship alive.
Gee, Barbera chose not to come into the pits then as well. He's going to try and limp home for some points. Wow.
Wow, there you go.
Slow puncture, taking him out of contention. Oh, he's had it. Look at that, he's grazed the wall somewhere as well. I wonder if that's got something to do with it. Could that be what let that left front down? He's going to crawl all the way back and grab whatever points he can. He's sitting 6th in the race still.
Yeah, I don't know if that's crawling as such.
Oh, every time he hits the brakes, this is what's going to happen. Wow. That's one way to drive.
Oh, it won't turn left, right, mate.
Oh.
I knew that was going to happen.
I shot him a text today to see what his future holds. Still a teenager, what his plans are for next year. Said he likes his chances of taking Nico Rosberg's seat at Mercedes. Nothing like youthful exuberance.
Oh, this could be, he's got to slow it down here. Really got to take it a little bit more easy there.
Ben Dunn sneaking on through.
I know he wants to try to keep as many positions as he can in the race, but you've got to know when you've got a flat left front, the car's not going to turn right. Oh, hands free.
Yes, that was the McLaughlin. Oi! I was about to say the McLaughlin on Winterbottom move. And
wow.
Some good old-fashioned high jump at the Olympic precinct.
Well, here's the onboard here.
Coming through. Watch the left. Sheesh.
Wow, that's incredible.
Like something out of Dukes of Hazzard.
Matty Nolan will be thinking, what were you doing there? That was really good that he actually saw him coming through and turned out of it. He missed the chicane himself.
Right. Okay, final lap for Cedars. He's looking to seal it here. Nathan Pretty needs to pass Craig Dontis to keep the championship alive. Pretty needs one more spot, courtesy of Barbera's flat tyre.
He's not close enough. You can see in the background there, he's not close enough.
He was considerably closer a while ago. Look at that. There you go. He's dropped 8 tenths, 5 tenths.
Well, that 8 tenths was the mistake that he made over at turn 8. And then the 5 tenths was the lap preceding that, or post that, sorry. So he's obviously dropped a little bit of time there. Maybe just driving a little too hard and the tyres are going away a little bit. Still quite warm out on track at the moment, even though that there's a little bit of cloud cover. The ambient temp is still quite warm.
Cedars on his way back to the checkered flag, and a maiden championship in the Utes awaits. Nathan Pretty needed to finish 4th to keep it alive. At the moment, he's 5th. With less than half a lap to go, we can start to really beat the drum for David Cedars. This championship has been coming for a long time. He's finished inside the top 5 since he started back in 2010 when he won the Rookie of the Year. He's been runner-up on 3 occasions, but never has he managed to get the top step of the championship until today. Last corner for a Sydney sider as well, at home, in front of his family. He finally gets there. David Cedars in the Mango Credit Ute has done something that he has been trying an awful long time for. Win a national title. He's got the first one in his pocket. He's trying for 2 this weekend with the 86s on the line as well. Something that great names like Alan Moffat and also Mark Scaife have achieved in their past. And now he'll go head-to-head against another young man who's trying to do just that with Will Brown, because Will Brown won Formula 4 earlier this year. Some great storylines building on the undercard here this weekend, and that's one of them ticked off in the first race of the weekend. It's David Cedars winning it in fine style.
Yeah, great work. Just what he needed to. You just wouldn't think that one spot, you know, that one little mistake that Pretty made is all that it needed to secure that championship.
So David Cedars getting it by 1.3 seconds. Nathan Pretty needed to qualify better to keep this one alive. Looking forward to their reverse grid race tomorrow. Matty Nolan finishing in the 10. Mason Barbera, the hard luck story, coming home last. Wow, awesome racing in the Australian V8 Ute Racing Series. The first championship done. It goes to David Cedars. Congratulations to everyone in his team. And we've still got so much more to come here at the Coates Hire Sydney 500.